Oh, someone's doubling.
Somebody doubling.
Somebody's in Dublin.
Oh. What's going on,
How's
everybody?
everybody doing tonight?
Hello.
I'm doing wonderful. I'm tired, but doing wonderful. What have you guys been up to?
Oh, not too much. Still working on the boat, trying to play a little radio in between.
Yeah, I'm still working on radio and still trying to do a little sleep in between, but
Yeah.
I got all kinds of stuff to talk about tonight. So
Yeah,
if
me
you got
too.
if you guys got to talk about stuff, you better butt in tonight because I'll tell you, I've been busy, and the first thing I want to start with is what's showing up right there on the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
Toby, Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta did do absolutely amazing yesterday. Matter of fact, I just interviewed her. If you missed my latest video that popped out like 40 minutes ago, I inducted Toby into the Knights of the Pota Roundtable. She joins Carrie and Ray and Bill and Bruce, so she's in good company. But she did really good, and we talked about her activation yesterday. And I was actually a very lucky person. I was actually her first Pota contact and park to park.
Nice.
So I was happy with that.
So real quick, I need everybody in the chat to say happy birthday to Mike CU3HY, who's turning at least 30. I don't know the actual age. He hasn't told us. But yeah, go ahead in the chat, say happy birthday to him, and make sure you like the video.
He's just a baby.
I thought it was tomorrow.
Yeah, it is tomorrow, but we're
No,
all going to
you
wish him
know,
happy
but
birthday tonight.
yeah.
Okay.
Since he's on the chat and not in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since he can show up in the chat but not the video stream.
Yeah, he's at work.
Yeah.
We can't see what secret squirrel stuff he's doing.
Happy birthday to Mike, Mr.
Yeah.
Pota Island himself.
Speaking of Pota Islands, I didn't go to an island today, but I did take out Whiskey 3 Hotel Alpha Charlie for their first Pota activation. After I talked at their meeting last week before about it. So they said, "Oh, it'd be cool to do a Pota out." I'm like, "All right, let's go this Sunday." So, literally in a week, I was like, "All right, I'm gonna be at Rock Creek Park at 9:30. See you there." And well, sure enough, like 6 people showed up. We had one technician come in who I think has barely even been on the radio. He was a little radio shy, so he didn't get on the air. But we told him like, "Hey, you can get on the air. Go on their club call sign." So we had my son there who did a little bit of help, I guess you can say. Tried to get him on the air, but yeah. We also had 2 operators there that had some Pota experience. In fact, one of them has a pretty interesting setup that I'm going to replicate, where he uses his buddy stick on a bike. So he basically just screws in the tripod mount to like a GoPro mount on his on his bicycle, and yeah, he runs his antenna off of there. So I'm going to try that for sure.
So now you've got me interested because I've been trying to deal with this whole bike situation forever. He just straight hooks the Versa hub into like a mount on his handlebars or rear,
on his handlebars, like a what do you call it? Like a GoPro mount. Because you know how the GoPro mount has the tripod threading on it?
Yeah.
So that's what you do. You put the Versa hub into the tripod threading, and then you put the whip and coil on top of that, and then you run radials off of it instead of a counterpoise.
Okay, so there ends up another problem for me. I can't do that because I'm going to be moving.
Well, so he said theoretically it'd be possible to do it while he's moving. He has an e-bike, so for him, when he's moving, like he's moving with some speed, but also, the motor, you'd hear it in the radio.
Mhm.
But theoretically, you could use your bike as a ground point. Theoretically, or if you want, you could drag like a single counterpoise wire pretty long behind you. Would it break up while you're riding a bike?
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm going to be moving with some speed too, because the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to be doing it on a mountain bike. So I'll definitely generate some speed. I won't have no motor noise, but
I think
Well,
you'd break the whip.
You'll have to pick a band that uses a smaller amount of counterpoise.
Yeah, like 10 meters or
So if
something.
you did something on 10 meters, you'd have a smaller antenna, and then you could probably use the frame of the mountain bike
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. He
as
has the ground.
the counterpoise.
Yep, or the counterpoise. Yep.
we all know
That's
that
something I'm going to be testing with the maritime mobile stuff. I'm going to be using that front rail on the boat as a counterpoise. We're going to see how effective it is.
But no, that was like really cool, really interesting. Something I want to do. Basically, I want to like do a little rove on the National Mall, and I think that'd be a really cool way to do it. Is get the buddy stick and put it on the front of the bike, and just go park to park that way. So that was cool. And then he brought a 705 with him. We also used my G90, and we had one new person on for Pota for the first time. And like I said, we had the technician there. He didn't get on the air. But yeah, it was successful. It was pretty cool, and now they want to do it every month. So
awesome, dude.
Cool.
Awesome. Congratulations on getting some more people interested in Pota. That's always a big thing to do.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. So Hayden, how was your weekend? What'd you do?
Oh, we're still working on the boat. I've got made a lot of progress with the running of it. The motor still stalls out, but it's starts right back up this time. So I'm coming along with it. I put some points and a condenser in the distributor, and I still have some carburetor work to do. So we'll get it figured out.
Good deal. So I put it in the topic that this was fall time Pota, and that's kind of where I wanted to start, other than the Toby thing, because Toby did an amazing job. We moved her to the top there, but Thursday was the first day of fall, and typically the first day of fall you don't expect it to be fall. So Thursday, myself and November 6th, November Radio Delta, aka VE3JLN, however you want to know him by, we decided he came to West Virginia, and we decided we was going to do a rove, even though we didn't rove in West Virginia. We roved in Ohio. We took about a 3-hour drive and did some parks. And me, typical as I am, I leave in shorts and a t-shirt because that's what I'm always activating in, unless I'm going hiking. But by the second park, I think it was cold. By the end of the second park, it was freezing cold. And I'm going to tell you, we did it. We were out till about 1:30, and by the time,
in the morning,
yeah, that's what time we got back to his campground, and I got to my vehicle to do another hour and 15 minutes drive home. But from the time I got to my vehicle, I got in there, I cranked my heat up to about 85, and it never came off 85 for that hour and 15 minutes. And I got home and was still cold. So yeah, it got really, really cold. But we did have a really good time. I got 3 new to me parks in, which is something that I don't get a lot. And found a couple more. We just didn't have time to do them before they were closing, because by the time he got to West Virginia and got his trailer set up and we got out, it was a little later in the evening. But we had a really good time. We we did one kind of unusual setup where we were tied off on a very weird object, and I'm not going to disclose what that is on YouTube, but
Now I want to know.
it was definitely an interesting setup. But he actually gave me one of the weights that he uses to throw his infed up in the tree. This thing is an absolute beast. I mean,
Looks like it.
when it hits the ground or a tree,
Oh yeah.
you know it, you hear it. I would not suggest hitting yourself in the head with this because you're probably not going to be around no more. But he gave me this, so I'm kind of excited to see if I can get me some little higher configurations that I've been getting when I run the infed for sure. But we had a really good time on a rove, and it was a lot of fun. And I'll get to the next day in a second. But I just want to tell you, fall was here. It did warm back up today, and it was back to normal a little bit. But fall came in when it was supposed to this year, and which excites me. Yes, it was cold on me because I wasn't used. It literally dropped 25 degrees from the day before. That's why I was so cold. You know, but once I get used to it, that's kind of the temperature I like to. That is not a Pota sack. You are correct, Edith. That is not a Pota sack. That is a Pota thumper. Okay.
It's a Pota plug.
Terry, you should be careful with those old window weights. Those are no joke.
I got Terry park to park this weekend. Didn't even realize he was park to park because he was really weak. But did get him in the log. And we'll talk about that because that's in Friday's episode. But anybody else got something else they want to talk about before I go on to Friday?
I can show off this little project I did where I only did a short. I can talk to the people about it a little more. This is called the Badger 2040, and it is literally a Pi Pico put onto a piece of plastic with a e-ink display on the front. And it's actually a full operating system in there. I can't really put it this close to the camera without and plug it in at the same time. My cord just not that long. But yeah, if I were to plug it in, I could go through like the whole operating system. And yeah, this thing's pretty cool. I did actually find they are selling them in Australia. It's only like $9 shipping, which I mean, it's not great, but like it comes out to like $23. So yeah, I did find an Australian site that is still selling these. If people are interested, it's called the Badger 2040. So this is really cool for like ham fests and stuff. You could put whatever kind of picture you want in there. You could put whatever kind of text you want on here. So yeah, I recommend people go check this thing out. It was a cool little project I did. It requires very minimal programming. It's pretty much ready to go out of the box. You just can't change a couple lines of text, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it looks interesting for sure. I'd like to get one. I don't know that I'm going to get it from Australia because I hate waiting on things. I'm still waiting on my infant half wave that should have been here, and I'm not.
Well,
I'm not gonna...
you can get it in 4 days for $41.
Oh, and just $41 shipping, huh?
It'd only be like 20 days for international standard. Which I mean, yeah, it's a while, but like that's about how long I waited for mine to come from England. So
yeah, I'm one of those people when I ordered it, I'm kind of like JG Wentworth. It's my product and I want it now. You know.
yeah.
I put a link in the chat if anybody wants to check it out. That's the
Well, I can
English,
give you a link to where I see them on sale too.
Pimroni.com or something like that.
No, this is one where they actually have it in stock, apparently.
Oh, that one did say out of stock, didn't it?
Yeah, I sent it to you in the StreamYard chat.
Okay.
Alrighty, so then Friday morning, I got up and did a park, and but before I left the house, I noticed that Kyle was on, and I got to hunt him at a West Virginia park, one that I needed, and then I went out and did an activation, and then James come up to my favorite park, Kilo 1810, and we started playing around, doing all kinds of weird setups and weird stuff. We were just playing there for a while because we was actually waiting on Kyle Alpha Zero Zanzibar. And so Saturday afternoon or Friday afternoon, see, my days are all thrown together. That's what happens when you take a long weekend. Friday afternoon, we did a very cool activation at Chief Logan State Park. It was a 3-operator activation, and we had, I tell you, we laughed so much. Like, I filmed it. I'm pretty sure Kyle filmed it. I know I'm going to have to edit out a whole lot of stuff because we were laughing way too much while we were doing this activation. But for example, I haven't even looked at the footage, but I'm pretty sure the ending of the video is going to be really cool because it's going to be James going QRT because pizza's there. So I walked down to help my girlfriend. She brought the pizza up for us, and I walked down to help her get it, And I told him I'll run back if I hear him getting anybody. Next thing I knew, I hear him going QRT because the pizza's there. Funny stuff. I actually I had a decent pile up. Well, Kyle was amazed by the pile up that I had actually, and we'll get into that later. But he was pretty amazed on that pile up. But I stopped the pile up twice because I did have 2 youths, were 2 different youths, one 6-year-old and one 10-year-old. And the 10-year-old was actually a park to park. And Dom actually captured that on video on his end from his radio and put it on his YouTube channel. But so I got to work 2 more youths this weekend. That always makes me feel good when I get to do that. So. Then we left there, and James headed back to his campsite because he had to get back to Canada. And myself and Kyle went out and had a drink, and we came back to Chief Logan to run a late shift. And that's when Kyle really got to see a pile. We got done after that activation. He said, "Dude, I don't even know how you do it." Well, we'll put it this way. Passing the mic between the 2 of us, I can't remember, but it was over 100 calls per hour.
Oh, wow.
Passing the mic. I did, however, figure out something. So activating with James, I actually got to use my dream radio. I got to use the DX10, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I don't even know where to start. That thing makes the call so clear that it's just stupid. It's stupid how clear everything is. But I was telling him, I was like, man, I'll have to relearn to activate because like I'm not hearing even though I can hear they're so super clear, I'm not hearing them as good. And I was thinking it was because they were so clear and I'm used to not being that clear. And I struggled with it, not struggled, but we'll say I couldn't pull out 5, 6, 7 calls, at a time like normal. And there was a few things I'd miss. And then the next day, same thing. And then at the end of the activation with James the next day, I realized what the problem was. And after we got done, I was like, you know why I'm struggling with your radio, right? He's like, why? I was like, because the radio's right here in between us. I have to be on that side of the radio. I'm deaf in my right ear. So that's pretty much I was working the left side of the radio the whole time with James because James is also partially deaf in his right ear. So he was set up in my spot, and I was set up on the other side, and I wasn't thinking, why am I struggling so much? Because this thing is so clear, I shouldn't be struggling. And yeah, when I activate, I have to have the radio on my left side, the laptop on my right side. That's how it has to be done for me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, awesome time this weekend. Got to meet James for the first time, and then I got to and all the Canadians are in the chat. I'm even going to throw out a few names. Like, I don't know if you guys are out there or not, but Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India, Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Papa, Radio November Hotel Patricia, XNS Brian, blame James because I told him to remind me. I had QSL card for all of you to take back with him. He even forgot his own.
Oh no!
But I'm blaming him. But we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I always like to meet new people, and first question I asked him, I was like, "So we're using your setup, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess if that's what you want to do." I'm like, "Yeah, I want to use your setup. I like using other people's setups because I like to see the way they run things. You know what I'm saying? It's something that intrigues me."
And that's a good radio to check out too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kept telling him, I was like, your box is orange, my box is orange. If I accidentally put that in my car, I'm sorry. I'll leave it. I'll leave a G90 in its place. He's like, really? You're not even gonna leave your radio? I'm like, no. I gotta have my 991. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I didn't do a ton of hunting, so I didn't really hear you guys, but I did hunt Kyle when he was at New River Gorge.
Okay, that was the night before, Thursday night.
And I hunted him with 1 watt too.
Nice.
So I don't know what antenna he uses out in the field, but he picked me up 5 and 5. He was like strong 5.9 here. So I don't know what type of antenna he was using, but he was sounding really good.
But it looks like Covey and Eddie said you sounded totally different on James's radio than your own.
Everybody was saying that they're like you can tell James is using a different setup because he don't sound the same. And my radio is actually doing something weird right now that I got to figure out. I'm not exactly sure what is going on. My my pre-recorded messages is not putting out the power that it should, like my microphone.
Interesting.
And it just
maybe re-record them.
Did you change your audio settings or the? I know there's that mic amplifier, that sound processing thing that you can turn on.
I mean, maybe I hit something. I don't know.
Either that or the monitor is turned down a little bit and you're just hearing it a little softer.
No, I'm watching the power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm watching the power, and like people are telling me they're not, like I'll spot and people will start saying we're not hearing you, and then I'll pick up my mic and call CQ that way. And we all know that if it's pre-recorded, you get out more because you're not going through the extra switches of the microphone. You're actually literally going straight out from the radio. And but
yeah, there's probably some like weird menu setting.
Yeah, I'll have to
like
look through my
buried
menu
some,
settings and see
yeah,
if I can come up with something.
well,
buried like way in some sub menu.
I told Doug N4HNH that I was going to pick his brain tonight about something when I talked to him today. So he'll probably know what I've done.
See, someone's saying that the pre-recorded sounds louder.
Yeah, it always
should.
It always has. Like I've had people before when I'm calling CQ with the pre-recorded, and then they come back to me, and I come back to them. They're like, "Man, you really dropped off." But not now. Like right now, you legitly cannot hardly hear it at all because it's and I mean I'm literally, I'll watch the power meter, and it'll be putting out like 10 watts. And then I'll grab the mic and hit it, and it'll jump up to 83 watts.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know much about Yesu's to, I don't even have a voice recorder, so.
well, I mean, it's something that's very handy to have on your radio, and
Yeah.
Glancing through my setup pages for that radio to see if anything popped out. I couldn't figure anything out right away. I'll look into it.
Yeah. Oh, I've been considering the DX10 only because JC doesn't have anything too newer. So.
I'll go ahead and tell you, man, with the filtering on that thing.
Oh yeah, the filtering. Filtering's phenomenal.
It's just
well,
stupid.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I've been thinking about the 710 because it's essentially a DX10, just smaller.
Yeah, it's what the 991 should have been.
710.
Yes.
No,
I
I
haven't
guess
watched
the
any
thing that
videos on it, but if it has the digital processing that the FTDX10 has, but it's the size of the 991A, then
It's
well,
also
it's not a hybrid.
It's also an SDR like the 991A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the only thing the 991 has over it is UHF VHF. There's if you use
Oh,
it.
it doesn't have UHF VHF.
Yeah.
The 710.
But
Okay.
I don't really care about that too much in an HF rig because if I'm out in the field, I have a HT with me anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what I always liked about my 817. It was literally a shack in a box. So when I found out about the 991A, I naturally went towards that.
Yeah.
Because I always wanted the 891 with the battery packs and everything. That was the radio, my dream radio at the time. And now I have two 991As, and I could care less about the 891.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting an 891 actually, just to go QRO with some ease.
Yeah, they're hard to find.
Well, I have a guy who's willing to sell his for $500 to me, so
that's a good price too.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, when I got my 818, I was going to get that, and then I just realized that I couldn't run a battery as small as I wanted to, so that's why I went 818
for an 891.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna. I don't plan on going all day like you though, so I think my 9 amp hour would probably be fine.
You probably could get by with a 9 hour, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably be good for 3 or 4 hours at full power.
For example, my 4 amp hour won't even power the thing at 5 watts. So.
Everyone knows that 891's only real Pota radio. I would argue and say the 7300 is the real Pota radio.
I would agree with that, except
if you're
there's not really much filtering in the 891. That whole 8-dash family. There's not much filtering.
Yeah.
I've not used the 891 for Pota, but it's probably the most popular Pota rig for sure.
I don't know. The G90 might be more popular.
I don't think so.
I've never even seen a G90.
Hey, Dan, you're quite welcome. Thank you very much for hunting me.
Yeah, but a lot of guys use G90s, though, that go out and play Pota. Because it's cheap, it's small, runs off of no power.
That's 706 is a good radio. The OG 706.
Yeah. ICOM just hasn't made anything too stellar recently for me to want to buy any of them. The 705 is fine, but
yeah, ICOM just hasn't made a Yaesu lately, so I don't see me buying one either. Funny stuff. ICOM makes good radios, guys. I'm just picking.
Oh, they do. I'm just saying, HF wise, Yaesu's come out with the 101, the 10, and now the 870, or the Not 870, 710.
100-watt type of the 705 would be awesome. Well,
Oh, that would be. And I would
Yes,
pay.
I can
I would
agree
pay
with
the
that.
price of the 705 for that.
I can agree with that.
yeah, but it wouldn't be a 705 because it would be way, way bigger.
I don't know.
It'd be a 7050.
I feel like in the bulk, it's almost the same as an 891. Like, that's just me. I feel like, if you were to pancake out a 705, it'd almost be the size of an 891.
Maybe.
Yeah, but a 891's a little longer.
It is. It is.
891's just a little bit smaller than a 991.
Yeah. I mean, it is, but oh, well, the only thing, like I said, one of the guys had a 705 during our activation today, and it was performing well, but it was a little frustrating for the new guy who was using it because it's only going 10 watts, so that's really my biggest complaint about it is that it's almost $2,000 for 10 watts. You're getting a great radio, but is it worth
Yeah,
$2,000?
I've played enough QRP for all that.
Listen, I don't have nothing against QRP. It can be a great thing, and PP Man kills it on QRP. But I just can't see me paying that much for like you said, for 10 watts. It just,
Yeah, Dan brings up a good point with the 905, but if it's gonna be like $2,000-$3,000, no one's gonna bother buying it. I mean, that's I kind of feel like ICOM's taking the Apple route with selling radios in a way, where it's like their radios are kind of the same as the Yaesus, but they're just charging way more generally.
There we go.
Because it's an ICOM.
Lou says it's been a while since he's done a QRO activation.
TX500, yeah, that's a good radio. No, I mean, in my activations, I don't think I've ever brought the amp out with me, which I meant to do today, but I forgot. I've almost exclusively always ran, except when I was with you, James, and I guess Monsanto, less than 20 watts.
I mean, if I'm going out and doing hiking, I'm going QRP too. It's just, I can't tell you the times that I've been out hiking and I did QRP, and I get the activation in, but I guess I got too big of a heart, because if I can steer somebody in there and I can't get them because I'm QRP, chances are I'm going to hike my butt back to the car and throw up the Eagle One and throw out 83 watts, and I'm going to get those guys. And I've done that probably 4 or 5 times because I could hear still 30 more people way down in there that I just could not get.
Yeah. Yeah, Hiking said he's been too lazy to set up the 891.
But I mean, I like I said, I have no problem. I'm getting ready to start doing a lot more sodas, and they're all going to be QRP. So,
Speaking of QRP, that's what I've been doing most of my hunting as lately, and it's really improved my experience. Because if I just go in there and say QRP, people are like, "Oh wait, there's a QRP station." I don't have to fight with the guys with a kilowatt of power. Once they hear that QRP, it's like, forget these other guys,
But they have to hear the QRP.
Well, they do. You yell it enough times, they'll hear it.
I agree to a point. If the person has your tone of your voice down, they're going to hear it. Because I have 2 guys that are constant QRP hunters for me, and they can come in the heat of my pile up and say QRP, and they don't even say their call sign. They just say QRP, and I go ahead and call their call sign and give them a signal report, because I'm used to them and I can just pull out that tone. But it just
Yeah.
it just takes different things. That's why it's like I sounded so different on James's setup. Somebody wouldn't even know my tone because
hmm
I did. I sound from what I hear. You know what I need to listen to a recording of me on that. And matter of fact, I know where I can listen to one because that where Dom got that
Oh, you,
me working the kid. I was on James's radio. So
Oh,
I'll
that's
have to
awesome.
check it out.
Yeah, I was doing like a little live stream earlier on TikTok, and Red Summit RF Charlie stopped by. There's a stream next week, not this week. And he's like, "Hey, you want to do CW on 20 meters?" I was like, "Okay." So we went on 20 meters, and sure enough, we made the contact today. So
Sweet.
yeah, that really like when people like come and like sked for CW, I find that really helps a lot.
yeah. Last night I was trying Whiskey 8 Foxtrot November Golf and Kilo Oscar 4 November Lima Lima and Whiskey 1 Romeo Charlie Papa. They were all going to a frequency to do some CW, and I could barely hear them in there because 40 was long. And I threw my call out a few times, but I didn't get none of them.
Yeah, well, that could be the tough thing about skedding, but CW like the tolerance is a lot better too. Like you could hear it further away from the center of the skip. So especially helps if your radio has a little decoder built into it.
Oh yeah, I bet that helps.
So does your maybe for hunting a little bit, but I've yet to see a decoder that will decode for an activation.
The problem is pileups.
Exactly.
If you're getting one guy at a time, you're fine for the most part. But if it starts hearing 2 or 3 dits and daws in there, like it can't really differentiate like the different, dits and daws like your ears can, if that makes sense.
Right.
So
actually, Eddie actually made his first CW contact.
Good job.
When they were doing that last night, and I actually, like I said, I could barely hear them in there, but I did hear his November Lima Lima. So he at least had the letters right. So
Yeah, Mike's right. The different tones. I mean, computers can hear tones, but like I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. T-Ray's in the chat. What's up, T-Ray? How's things going tonight? So yeah, I don't have any big Pota plans this week, believe it or not. I guess I'll go do one more park for that challenge. But yeah, I don't really have too much. I have to do jury duty on Thursday.
To my knowledge, nobody's turned in to me that they've done the activator part of the challenge. I've had
Well, I told you I technically did.
Yeah, but technically you didn't.
Depends how you look at it.
But I can't help it that it was 40 miles away. It's still the same park.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I did one park the other day, and I'll go do a couple this week. And I'll be all done.
I mean, there's still time, guys. You can still get the 100 done. What is today? The 25th. So we got what 6 days left in the month.
Yep.
You could hunt me. You could hunt me 22 times in 5 or 6 days, easy. I mean, there's nights that you can get me 6 and 7 times a night.
Yeah, you're always multiple bands, sometimes 2, 3 parks.
Yeah, so I mean,
multiple bands, multiple modes.
If you want,
I'm sure you have people out there that have hunted you. They don't even know they've hunted you more than 22 times.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why I said you got to turn it into me so I can check your stuff, because I'm not going to check every single hunter that's hunted me multiple times to see if they've hunted me 22 times, because my life would be all checking logs.
Yeah, you got enough to do with your activations.
That's what, me and Kyle was talking about it. I was talking about some stuff that I would like to learn to do, and it's just, I just don't have time to do it. Like I feel really accomplished today because, and then again, I've only activated 2 parks today though, and that's why. But I did get the interview with Toby and a full video, actually edited it out for that. And I actually redone my intro for video. So, I don't think nobody's even noticed that yet, but it's been redone. So somebody made a suggestion to me and I went with it. So
Mike's saying he did a bunch of SSB this weekend. He got his amp working again. So that's good, Mike. Good
That
to
is
hear he'll
good.
be hunting again more easily, I guess. Yeah, it's got to be tough out there in the Azores without the amp.
drink Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper. That's what's going to do it.
Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need to pour some Dr. Pepper into my radio. That way it'll fix the digital recording.
Maybe that's it. Yeah, or you might just fry the whole thing, but worth a shot, I guess.
Well, last time I sent it back to Yazu, it come back a better radio. Maybe this time it'll come back a DX10.
Yeah, right. Funny, it was like what's those knives? You send the old ones and they send you new ones.
Yeah.
I forgot what company it is, but yeah.
I know Craftsman used to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craftsman did.
Leatherman used to do that too.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Did you see this in the chat, James?
What am I looking for?
Mike asks, are you going back to Big Ugly anytime soon? He needs a few more for an award.
How many do you need, Mike?
That's how many times going this week. As long as it's less than 7.
No, it don't necessarily be has to be less than 7.
We can only go there 7 times this week.
Now you got before.
No way. You can only go
late shift.
Well, you can only go 7 times this week, but I can do 7 different bands in one day.
Yeah, I mean, could he get you on more?
But no, while I'm asking, he needs 8. Okay, so I will go to Big Ugly tonight, Mike, and I will do 3 bands plus SSTV at Big Ugly. So you have the possibility of getting 4 of those tonight, and then I'll go back tomorrow night and do the same thing. So if you want to do some SSTV with me, you can wrap that up in 2 nights. If you can work 40, 60, 80, that is.
Yeah. Well,
there we go. See, this is how easy it is. Kent says, if 9/8/22 is the start date, which it is, he has 99 QSOs with me. So yeah, it's kind of easy to get 22 in that period. Oh, so I'm just laughing right now, Pat. Pat had a stalker behind him there there we go. Oh.
He stole one of my bow fangs. It's the one that doesn't work though. So can't do too much damage with it.
You should show him how to listen to cordless phones with it.
So basically,
I don't think anyone in my neighborhood has one.
Yeah,
So
probably not.
So basically, what that means is I'll definitely be doing 7056 and 7047 tonight because I'm trying to wrap up 7056 for an eagle. I'm still quite a bit away, but I got to go there for that. So I will probably do 7056. No, because he needs 7047. I'll go to 7047. I don't know if I can make it. If I can make it before late shift, I'll do 7047 before late shift and after late shift. That way he can get even more contacts. And then I'll do 7056 after. But speaking of Eagles, on Thursday morning, while I was waiting on James to get here, I went out and I was going to do 3 to, no, them are not Eagles. I was going to do 3 kilos in a day. And I did 2 kilos in a day because the third one, there was a wreck on the road and I wasn't going to wait. But I went back today and finished that kilo as well. And those 3 parks that I kiloed are going to be in the next 5. The next 5 that I'm going to work on Eagles. But I think I may have finished my 5th Eagle this morning, which gets me some kind of Pota award. I don't even remember what it is. Maybe look and see if I did finish my 5th this morning. So, what's that award? Do you guys know what that award is? Park supporter or something like that?
Oh,
Let me look it up real quick.
I have no idea. I'll let you guys look it up.
You look that up, and I'm going to look and see if I actually got it this morning. I think I got it this morning, Hayden.
Okay.
Well, I did not the award, but got the activation that will get me the award.
Probably one of the first people to get that, huh?
Nah, it's been out.
Yeah, but I don't think many people have gotten it.
Not a lot of people. Carrie and Ray has it. I think they
What is the award you're looking for?
When you get 5 Eagle, so it'll be under the repeat offender type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have my 5th Eagle now. So I now have Eagle, Chief Logan, Big Ugly, Laurel Lake, Cowboy Lingo, and East Lynn.
Yeah, and 5 parks is called a park supporter.
What's 10 called?
For an activator, it's a roamer.
All right, so that's what I'm going to be working on next because I'm nowhere close.
Ray Wright has that, and he was the first activator to get that. And Ryan McKenzie was the first hunter to get park supporter.
Well, do you want a funny story?
Sure.
So the first person to actually get the award, they put their name up there, right?
I believe so.
It is, and Carrie was actually first, but they'll only put your name on one of them.
That's why Carrie is listed as an activator for the park or the roamer.
Right. So you can actually only get one of them. So it's funny. So. But I'm nowhere near getting my name on anything because I would have to go up to 15 really fast before they get it, and that's not going to be possible. I might can beat them to 20.
Maybe.
Well, nobody is on 15, 20, or 25, so.
Right. Yeah, well, just to get to 10, my bottom 2 parks would be 16 and 18 activations. And that's just to get to 10. But here's the kicker. Here's the big kicker. My park activations are going to change drastically now that I've got that one knocked out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be redoing my morning park and my evening parks now, working on these. So you're the next big award for people that's going to come is going to be you got Upper Mud River. That's my high. It's at 77, so I've still got 23 activations for that one. But then I've got Canal State Forest that I've got to get 67. Horse Creek, which I've got to get 80. Twin Falls, which I got to get 82. And R.D. Bailey, which I got to get 84. But three of those are kind of close together. So that they're all, them will probably be my evening 3 parks.
Okay.
Canal will probably start my morning shift. And after I wrap up Mud River, I'll start on Horse Creek, Twin Falls, and R.D. Bailey, which are the 3 that I just kiloed.
Now, is this when you go for this award? Does it have to be 5 separate parks, or could it be the same park 5 times? So if you've activated one park 500 times, you have 5 eagle nests.
It has to be 5 separate times, and the reason I know this is because there's someone
5 separate parks.
Yeah, 5 separate. And the reason I know this is because someone who does not follow the rules by Pota actually has 16 kilos in one park.
No.
So that 15 award would be out there.
That is physically impossible.
Yeah. 1,600 activations in one park. So I guess he's probably done that park every day that Pota's existed.
That's phenomenal.
But we ain't gonna go into all that. I'm too close to monetization for that. Anyway, all right. So what you guys got coming up?
More the same.
Man. Yep, not much. Just video on Tuesday. That's about it.
Video on Tuesday. What's it gonna be about?
Pota tips and tricks. I didn't get much footage today from the activation because I was busy helping people. So,
you know, I hate that because every year I think I'm going to film a really cool field day video, and I always get a little bit of footage, but I never film a field day video hardly. It just doesn't happen because you get around a bunch of hams and all you want to do is shoot the shit and help people out and learn new shit yourself. So yeah, I know what it's about. All right, Hayden, what do you got coming up? More boat time.
More boat time. We're working on the antenna. I'm gonna start shooting some video probably next week and go through the long process of remembering how to edit. I've only done one video so far in a live stream, so we'll get back into that and get the ball rolling again.
All right, now I'll do some selfless promotion here. Myself, tomorrow I will be putting out a video on Monday Night Ham Radio. It'll be Parks on the Air activation for Lincoln's home place. That's what's coming out tomorrow. I'll be putting every day this week, obviously. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I am at 991. I run a 991A, and I'm at 991 right now. But I'm ready to move up to a DX10, that 1K radio. So let's get me to 1K subscribers. Share my channel out with all your ham radio fans. And because you know when I hit that 1K, I'm giving away 2 antennas. So you know it's kind of beneficial to you guys. Maybe you'll win that antenna if you push my channel a little bit. Also, people who want to ask Toby questions about her activations and stuff like that. She's always in chats, but she's also always in my Patreon chat. Yep. My Patreon, I do pride myself, is very interactive with my viewers. Any of my Patreons will tell you that. We have a good time over there hanging out. So if hanging out with ham radio people and is something you'd like to do, maybe check out my Patreon. It helps me out. It helps me do my adventures, and it helps me eventually spend more time on YouTube because it's just the goal that I'm moving toward. So check that out. Wednesday night I'll be live streaming. I've got a lot of trips coming up. I'm still trying to squeeze in the Delaware in a week this year because it's in my goals. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to try to make it down to the Central Florida Pota meetup this year, and I'm going to do some more meet and greets. So I appreciate everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and make sure to click that like button on your way out.
73s, everyone.
73, guys.
73, everyone.
Don't I have an outro here? I believe I do. Somewhere.